Hi, everyone. Hi, welcome to TCM Talk.
Hello.
We're back with the last of 3 scopes that we're doing today. All this month, we're going to be talking about happy, healthy cycles. And in this last scope today, we're going to talk a little bit about some self-care. Down there is my rhyming title about it. I'm going to talk a little bit about steaming. Everything that we talk about can also be found on our Pinterest board, bit.ly/Periscope pins. You can find us on Periscope and Twitter, and you can email us with questions about anything we talk about or you'd like us to talk about. traditionalchinesemedicinetalk@gmail.com. I'm Kirsten Cowan. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and herbalist.
And I'm Denise Chiquito. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and Chinese herbalist.
All right, let's have at it. So this is something I had heard about for quite a while, so-called steaming, which is a herbal steam for the vulva and vagina. That's the V in the steam. It has other names in different cultures. It's something that's traditionally done both. It's sometimes called a Mayan steam. It's done by as a healing practice by different communities in South and Central America, as well as Korean traditional medicine. And I read a lot about it on a particular website that I recommend. We have it linked on our Periscope Pinterest board, which is Steamy Chick. She's in LA. She makes these beautiful wooden steamer chairs, but you can DIY it at home using your toilet. It's not the most glamorous, but it's surprisingly comfortable, and you probably have one in your house.
Really?
So it takes a little figuring out how to do it and a little bit of cleaning to make sure you feel comfortable doing it. But I was able to do that very comfortably, and it was a really fun, great experience. So because I'm a herbalist, I had lots of herbs on hand at home from Steamy Chick and some other places. You can easily find herbs, either pre-order kits or find recipes for different types of herbs. A caveat that I would add is this is not for everyone. There are some contraindications specifically around pregnancy. It's not something you want to do if you're pregnant or think you might be pregnant, and that's something that you're trying to do. It's in general, I would say a pretty gentle self-care practice. But if you have any doubts, it's something you probably want to check in with your healthcare practitioner about, especially if they're knowledgeable about this. In particular, an acupuncturist or a herbalist like us. So this is the combination of herbs that I used. I don't know how well they can really be seen, but basically I combined some of the traditional herbs that are used, especially in the Korean recipes. So this is mugwort, which is a warming herb. This is calendula blossom, a Western herb that's cooling and anti-inflammatory. There were some beautiful rosebuds in here, both for their medicinal value and also their wonderful smell. And finally, I have Chinese motherwort in here, which is another classic gynecological herb. So this made a very fragrant, gentle blend that I really enjoyed using. It was a very calming, nurturing experience, and one that I frankly gotta recommend now. Yeah. On the links that that we share on our Pinterest board, you can read more about some of the types of conditions that it's especially recommended for. That I can't speak to too much since I haven't really used this extensively with patients or talked with people who've used it for specific health conditions. So at this stage, I would say it's a traditional practice. It's grounded in traditional wisdom. It seems that as long as you're careful about temperature, burning yourself would be the major consideration. It's not something that something you want to be careful not to burn your tender areas. But otherwise, a very gentle, nurturing, enjoyable self-care practice.
And I would say that I would also add that I know some people have poo-pooed this idea of doing vaginal steaming, but I actually was, a couple of years ago, went to intern and study at a hospital in China, in Chengdu in Sichuan province, and the hospital actually had, in the gynecology department, an entire steam table, which was set up.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
It was set up so that you could reveal the steam area at different parts of the body depending on what was going on for a person. So it wasn't just for gynecological uses, it could also be used for pain conditions at other parts of the body. So it is actually something that we use in Chinese medicine as well. You're saying Korean medicine. And so it is, there are recipes for different steams to use for different conditions. We're talking about PMS today, obviously, but there are also recipes to use for yeast infections, for example. And as well as we haven't talked about this here. We're talking about water therapy, foot baths as well. You could, if you get a good combination of herbs like Kirsten was talking about, and you are not sure about the steaming part because you're not sure about your toilet situation, you could also do it as a foot bath.
Yeah.
And we'll have recipes available that probably in the future, I think.
Yeah, that's a really good. That's a really good idea, Denise. And in fact, I was thinking about one of the other contraindications for, or times you're not supposed to do bee steaming is when you actually have your period. So I was thinking, when I get my period, I'll probably use this herbal combination in a bath or a foot bath. To get the herbal benefit, the herbal pleasure, without giving my body mixed messages.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's great. There's another therapy that I found that's also something that you can use in your bathroom as well. The website is on our Periscope Pinterest board, bit.ly/Periscope pins is the way to find it. It's using a warming mugwort cake that unfortunately I wasn't able to get before this Periscope. The company is warmingclinic.com, and it's a Korean company that has special little cakes of mugwort and a special wrapper. And basically the idea is that you float it in your toilet. You light it on fire, you float it in your toilet, which sounds weird, fire and water, right? But it's supposed to be buoyant enough to be able to float. And then you just sit down for a few minutes, 5 minutes or so, before your period again is another way to do it, like Kirsten was saying. And you just sit there, and the benefits of the mugwort to help stop pain and move what we call moving qi and blood, and warming as well is really beneficial to help ease PMS symptoms.
Great. So we may have a follow-up report on warming cake moxa at some point in the future, where your intrepid V investigators out in the field trying all these things and reporting back.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to let you go now until March 24th. I'll be back. Kirsten's going to be away on a retreat, and we'll talk some more about moxibustion and cramps, and acupuncture and acupressure, and different modalities in Chinese medicine for cramps. Happy Women's History Month.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching.
Yeah. Email us, traditionalchinesemedicinetalk@gmail.com if you have questions, or tweet us or message us on Facebook if you have questions you would like us to answer in a future broadcast. In particular, next time on the 24th, any questions about period pain or other menstrual issues.
Bye.
Bye. Happy, healthy cycles.